Today, the exciting finale of SCUP, live at CondoCon.
Our GM for this game of SCUP, the Sword, the Crown, and the Unspeakable Power, is Jared. Grim is played by Ryan. Slate is played by Bret. Fellow by David. And Rook by Austin.
Okay.
And he leaves you behind.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bret.
Okay.
But you're live.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But you were very persistent. And then Unspeakable Power appreciates it. You try very, 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 very hard. Unspeakable Power likes it. All right. So you're still there. You ride off. I'm gonna go with your scene. You go back to your faction, and you're going to find out about the banner, or are you just dropping that? You don't care about it anymore.
So the first thing he does when he gets back to like the militia camp is he takes the shirt and he like hangs it up publicly.
Okay.
And if anybody says any is like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah.
He'll just say like anybody in that dies.
Okay.
Like he just tells that's kind of the message he spreads.
Dirge walks over. He's like, new flag, and then you say that.
Yeah, and he says he'll say more like, I'd say trophy, but I'd hate to hang up trash. And he thinks about it again and throws it on the ground.
Okay.
And because like I said, I think Rook is a lot pissed at himself for a lot of various reasons.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and make an adjustment. I was imagining Rook as someone in his late 20s. I think he's way younger than that now.
Okay.
Based on all this very teenage behavior. So maybe he is not the same age as Fellow. I think Rook is 20 years old.
Okay.
19 or 20. He's pretty young.
I see also a guy that wants...
how long ago the war was then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if your brother died in combat...
He could have died while Rook was alive.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you said he died in the war, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that means the war has to be 20 years ago.
It could have been 18. He could have been fathered and he was... Wait, hold on. It was 18 years ago. He was 2.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
even if I was 8, 9, 10 years old when that happened, it could have been a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm fine with it.
But yeah.
It's probably also the sense that you keep wanting to fight like a worthy opponent kind of, but you can't because you're outmatched, and then you fight people that are unarmed, and you're you're kind of you're winning, but you're also kind of ashamed. I'm only fighting
he's a super pissed off teen.
Yeah.
Is definitely what this character is at this point, where he's just God damn it, yeah. Yeah, so he literally put this thing up of get these guys, and then realized God, fuck, he threw it down.
All right, so I'm gonna say it's around noontime, and you're sulking in your tent like Achilles, or something.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, please.
So he rode back down. I'm the same spot where he dragged me, which is not far from where he ran away from the Doros.
Yes, absolutely. We can follow with you if you want. Go ahead.
No, this is hopefully be real quick. I am just going back to where he was staking it out and ratting him out and denouncing him in public.
Okay, done. Yeah, you're like, this man, such and such. He is no hero.
Oh, nice.
He came here. He captured me. He beat me up.
He desecrated the Unspeakable.
He took my shirt. Yeah,
it's their investment.
Done. You get two advancements out of that.
Yeah. You know his name and everything, right? Or do you?
We have dealt before. So I have publicly announced him, and then on his order as well, his faction.
Oh, the leader of the Pristine did this to me.
Yep.
Yeah. So you get mixed stuff from the crowd.
Not the crowd. I'm going to the Doros.
Oh, the Doros, yeah,
where he was staking it out.
Well, you publicly announce him, and there's mixed kind of responses. Some people are some people are oh, one of those guys, and then others are they're actually more sympathetic toward your faction. They're beating up this little guy, a poor kid guy. He's just a staff or whatever, this is what the Pristine's about. We're kind of upset, and then the Duros are I'm sorry, you all right? They actually take you in and have someone look at his wounds, and they pull you in and they give you medical attention and stuff. So they're helping you out, and they actually will bring it to the when Fellow returns, we'll notify him of what happened. They're going to keep it to Fellow Rapid Hour up until Viceroy because it looks bad for them as well that it happens so close to the gate. All right. So So back to you. You're just going to head over to his camp, where all right. You ask around, you find out where it is. I'm not even going to do that roll. So you see the camp.
I think people would actually be, if he was really looking for it, especially if it was just him on his own, people would be fine with letting him show up, because they'd be like, it's finally going to happen.
Yeah.
They're finally here.
They actually try to help him. They're like, all right, come on.
I think I was going with you.
I got a dwarf with me.
Oh, then that would change that up significantly.
Well, yeah, that will change things then. So where do you go to find out where his camp is? Because he shelters at different villages now and again. Did someone tell you?
Do I hear about some guy who just said he got beat up by Rook? And
that would be too fortuitous. He gets lucky because he speaks to the unspeakable power. You just have to rely on your old mortal senses. So unless you're using something to hear that, I don't think you would just do it through happenstance.
Okay, I'll just go back to the Legion.
Okay,
and Crow Eye seemed to know an awful lot about he was dishing out wine to people and everything like that. I'm like, where's his camp?
Oh, you know what? I've got a move that can possibly track people down.
Oh, okay. Then you do that.
Or you could do that.
You do that.
Yeah, I'll try this. I've got an ear to each door and an eye of each hallway, so I can get information about people by rolling wily.
Pretty good roll.
Yep, 10 plus. So I get to ask three questions from this list. So my options are: what is currently holding their interest? Who are they spending time with lately? Which probably is the one to figure out where they are. Who do they love or trust? When next should I expect to see them? Which could be good. And or what sorts of goals they have, and how could I make them happy, mad, or sad?
Okay.
So I think definitely who are they spending time with lately?
Okay. So you're asking the MC, or are you asking them?
These are kind of rumors I'm hearing about him.
Okay. Who is he spending time with lately? There are all kinds of rumors that he's been seen in the city. So you definitely hear the story about him assaulting a member of the Order of Deepak. And then he's been sighted there, and he's been riding around the particular village. So I'll give you the village's name right now, because they're he's been spending time in this village. Mm-hmm. Done. Your informants tell you that.
Oh, and I also ratted him out for wanting the axe stolen.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
because that's what you wanted me to rat him. You wanted me to rat out what he did. He hadn't done.
Yeah.
He hadn't.
The Duros are really upset. They're like, this is going over the line now. So they actually might, if they don't see Fellow, they'll probably take you to the Viceroy, because that's some serious shit.
Right. Well, I just want to make sure that he knew.
But if you're telling them the axe thing,
yes.
that's at a point that we're like, okay, we don't. If that happens, that's going to go beyond us just looking bad, and it's going to be an offense to the gods. So.
Well, not just that, but there's also the edict on removing all the weapons, and here's somebody trying to get some. So
yep.
Not that I would know that, but
yeah. Well, when we come back to you, you definitely probably have a meeting with Viceroy coming up.
Yep.
All right, you have more questions?
Yeah. So when next should I expect to see them?
When next do you expect to see them? Soon, if you're heading directly to that village, because it's all about duration. When? So when would be soon? The amount of time it takes you to travel out to that village. As far as you know, that people saw him ride right back to the village, and no one's seen him leave. He's still in that area in his camp.
And then I think the next one, I guess the most useful one probably is how could I make them happy, mad, or sad?
Are you picking one of those options?
Sad?
I think you got to pick one, happy, mad, or sad.
Yeah, it's slashes. So how should
you pick one of them?
You pick one of those, and then he responds.
What's the best way into, around, or this thing?
Yeah.
Deal.
What should we try and do? Should we make him happy to calm the fuck down?
Well, you know how to make him mad. You just follow.
Yeah. Mad's real easy. Basically anything I do. Yeah, I'll go with happy. How can I move? Can I please your little heart?
What time do we have?
It's 12:52.
Holy crap! I'm sorry.
4 hours and 50 minutes.
Oh, all right. We'll try to wrap this up.
But yeah, so how to
You
make
got
him
yourself
happy?
a 3-parter.
Yeah, for real. Right? At least. How to make him happy? I think Rook would be happy if if he were to get something big. I think you like maybe analyze like what he's done and think about it, and you maybe discuss with Grimm enough of what's happened, and you realize like if Rook got some kind of like big payoff, especially a big payoff that hurt, especially like the human supporters of the Duros, that would make him very happy.
Not even the Duros, just the human support.
Yeah, and again, that's his bigger thing. It's like he's more interested in that. He's more pissed about that stuff.
Cool. Phil over there making notes.
Yeah, because I get a +1 to undermine the target by using this information.
That's great.
Cool. Well, there's the village.
Yeah, and he comes back and he's like, "Oh yeah, I know where he is. And he's still there right now." And
Yeah, I guess the way this is I'm bribing people, or I have spies, or I'm sleeping with people to get this information. The way this is,
yeah,
just to paint that weird picture.
Yeah, a lot of it, I think mostly it's I don't know about the sleeping with people. Probably just mostly the bribes.
Mm-hmm.
Like your son needs a promotion or your son needs a job. Mm-hmm. I can hook him up with a job in the palace, and like we were like, yes, definitely. People live so great in the palace. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll totally do whatever you say. And so you get all this information like really quick. So are you guys? I guess you guys ride out on horses.
Yeah.
To the village, you show up, and your camp is located outside, and the sentries I guess will stop and first confront you first. So one of his men like comes up and it's just like hey, who goes there? He's wearing a weapon at his belt. Oh, Grimm, you want to see your nephew? Yeah, he's here, but no dwarves. You got a message? Do you want me to take a message to him? I'm gonna go tell him you're here. He turns around and he goes back and goes to your tent. And he's like, hey, your uncle's here, and he's with one of the dwarves, the one that shaves. I mean, that guy.
And he's like, a prisoner?
No, they're just rode up.
And he's like, well, get ready to have a prisoner.
All right. He goes, all right, boys, form up. And they begin mobilizing.
Yeah, and so Rook comes out, and he's like, so glad to see you finally made it out to the camp. We wanted you out here a lot longer ago. I'm glad you brought a prisoner with you.
What are you doing, Rook?
It's like, I'm just keeping the fight alive, making sure we stay fed, we stay good, making sure they don't get to take everything that my folks and you fought for.
Yeah, it seems like I have a lot more at stake there than you do. He'll get off his horse.
His high horse?
Yeah. Exactly. And he'll grab him by the bit and start walking towards the camp. He'll look back at you in a kind of you need to stay the fuck there look. To fellow for the listener. And I'll walk into the camp.
All right, one of the guys is like,
he says he'll just point over to fellow.
all right, there's some guys that kind of walk around your horse, and one of them reached out.
I'll look at and I'm like, anyone who touches him dies.
Just gonna get the horse's bridle. Just want to pet him.
Oh, that's quite all right. I'll take care of that. You don't have to worry yourself.
All right, they're still standing around you, so that if you try to break, they could stop you from leaving.
I'll look back. I'm like, Rook, I'm not going to kill you. And I just look at all of them. I'm like, I'm going to kill every single one of you. I'm like, do you want that on your head?
He's like, and he'll just say, these are the guys who are fighting for what we fought for so long. Mm-hmm. What you fought for. What my folks fought for so long. With you. against them. And now this is what's going to go on.
I don't give a fuck who they are. I don't care who you are. And he's pointing at them. I don't care who you are. I care what you do. That's about it. So, no matter what in this situation, you're living. Everyone else here is pretty much fair game. Either I'll die or they'll all die. Either way, it's on you. So you can call your men down, or that's how this is going down. You're going to turn over the weapons, you're going to turn over all your crap, or you're going to join up with the militia. Or not, what did they call it? They called it militia, they called it
the guard.
Levy. I'm like, or you can join the levy.
There you go, yeah.
And keep your weapons. That goes for all of you. You'll get pay. You'll get a nice place to stay, and your family's elite. That's your choice.
I think Rook looks around at these guys and he kind of like elbows one and he says, "I think we've got the pay covered."
All right, so
levy's not an option.
I'm doing my let a rabbit dog out kind of.
Oh shit!
I just want to see how this works. So that'll be 7.
Ooh.
So with 7, I get to pick one. So I will pick. I can use fierce instead of sly to study a person or study a situation. And right now I'm studying that situation.
Okay.
That's what I want to do. I want to see how these guys are reacting to everything that I'm saying.
All right.
7 again.
All right, you can ask 2 of these. Where's the best escape route? Way in, way past? How is one of my adversaries vulnerable to me right now? What am I missing? Who or where is my enemy really? Who's actually pulling the strings here? Who or what here could be useful opportunity for me?
So what's the opportunity that I have here with these people? So I'll be looking around, like I'm looking to see if they're like shaken, or if they're like, oh, I could be part of the levy and make money. Like I'm looking to see if they're reacting to that.
This group, your connection to the like you sometimes use your connection to the faction to motivate your group. Mm-hmm. But they're not part of that faction.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like these guys are bandits first and foremost.
Yeah.
is their thing.
So they're really like make money and not get killed. That sounds pretty fucking nice. We really don't give a shit about whether we're fighting for the doors or fighting for. I mean, where they're going to follow you, but they don't care who they're fighting for. And the common man doesn't pay that great. I mean, they've had a great side gig with the contraband, but I don't know. Yeah, whatever you say, man. Like but you know they could be convinced. They just don't. They would like to keep their captain kind of because he's been treating them well so far, but they don't really care what side they're fighting on as a group. Does that work for?
That'll work. I still have one more, but I'll keep it for now and keep going with the scene.
All right,
so I'm gonna spend it later. So I'll be like, do what's right for your men. That's what we all did when we bent the knee. We did what was right for everyone else. Don't make this situation go any place that it shouldn't.
I think since this is a one shot, I think it would just be more dramatic if I just push this issue so much more.
Sure.
Like we're not going to get to see these characters evolve later. So I think he'll say yeah, and he turns like super angry teen and is like bend a knee, and
you're not my real dad.
Yeah. And he'll be like, he'll just say like they're the ones who need to bend, and he grabs a spear from a dude nearby and just pushes like one of his own guys down, and he chucks the spear at Fellow.
Okay. I'm gonna freeze that scene right there. I'm gonna go over to Bret. So Bret, you come in and you're like, he wanted to steal an axe, and they're like, oh no, we have to bring this attention to the Viceroy right now. And so they usher you in the Viceroy's presence, and like the Viceroy actually looks like upset. He's like, what happened to this man? You know, and he's like, tell him what you told us.
The criminal known as Rook of the Prestige had wanted in exchange for bit of business that I had with him for me to steal an axe from the Doros. And when he betrayed me and attacked me and rode off afterwards, before I could get any information, I tried to denounce him on the street, and he dragged me back into an alley and assaulted me.
We have been extremely patient and kind in this matter. We have listened to the counsel of Fellow, who told us to treat the outcasts in the surrounding villages with patience and to nurture their better natures. But we see now that these people are unregenerates. They cannot be taught. They cannot be coaxed. They cannot be enlightened. We will have to take this matter into we basically have to take a personal hand in this matter. You will come with us, and we will bring this to a head. We will resolve this matter forthwith. And so he stands up and he motions, and like they bring out like his armaments, and the person like put the armor on the viceroy, and they mount up his horse, and he gets like his personal guard, and they ride out, and you are put on a horse right next to him, and he's like, get this man some clothes, and they actually give you like fine clothing, like fine robes, you know. They actually give you priest robes. Okay. They put priest robes on you, and you're like, holy crap! I feel like I've got the status of like one of the members of the council now. You know that you're in the eyes of the gods. You do not yet.
No.
But for the secular powers, they're treating you as if you are a priest.
Gotcha.
So you ride out to try to find where this guy is.
Right. Now, super.
Yeah, go ahead, real quick.
I would like to call upon the Unspeakable.
Sure.
To call in my group. To meet us where we're going.
Okay.
So 7 + 2 is 9. So it succeeds, but you get another one to hold on me like before.
Okay.
So.
Okay, sounds good. So you're like basically sending out this call to your followers, and in their drunken stupor, they have a vision of like where they need to go. Yeah, and they're almost like Mayonads. They got one hand is like a drink, and the other one they just like grab like whatever improvised weapon they can find, so like clubs and cudgels,
and the other tankard,
right? and they stumble out, and you got like a small mob that eventually like forms and follows this honor guard with the viceroy. So we switch back to this scene. You're throwing the spear.
Yeah,
at this
so he's
guy.
just pushed down, and he's like, "Give me this!" And he pushes a guy down, and he picks up a spear, and he's just trying to whip it at Fellow, and he's like, "Don't be the ones to bend."
Okay. That doesn't sound like you're just threatening him. It sounds like you're actually just trying to kill him. So let's roll. Unless you have like a collective move, like do you want it sounds like you also want your guys to follow you. So are you doing some sort of move from the spur, or are you engaging in combat?
No, I think he's doing it himself.
Okay.
In part because. Again, very teenagery, and I like how this character turned into an angsty teen in the middle of this game. He's like, when his uncle, the authority figure there, came in and said, "No, I'm going to deal with all these people unless you do this thing," and he's like, "Well, then I'm going to do." I'm gonna then do the thing you don't want.
Okay.
What about when it's me? And so he's whipping this spear at Fellow.
Okay. All right. Roll plus fears.
Okay.
What about you, Dad?
What about you, Dad?
About you.
I learned it from you.
But I hope this works.
So 7.
All right, 7 total.
Right. 6.
On 7 and 9.
7, 8. I'm sorry. 8.
Oh, 8. Okay.
Yeah. Same mechanical effect.
It's a hit. Choose one of the following. You attack with vigor. You parry their blows. I don't think that's going to be happening. You fight aggressively. So you take damage and they take more damage, or you fight defensively. It sounds like you either vigor or aggressive.
Could I throw out an idea?
Sure.
Is this an engage in combat? Because if he's from the distance,
How would you take
What's
harm?
the danger to me in this situation?
I would say him. Are you going to be trying to stop him from doing this?
I think I'm shocked over the fact that he's actually doing this. Like,
but what if I offer you an advancement point?
As far as I would take it would be to interfere, but I would not. I've been saying from the beginning I will not engage him in combat. Like, you're going to live. Like, I'm not killing you.
Okay.
And that's not going to happen. So I'm not going to engage. But I would use interfere, but interfere won't change this role.
I'll tell you what you can. What you can do is you can use your armor to defend him. Like you can intercede your armor on his behalf if you want to.
You could, and if you wanted to try to stop Rook from doing that, you could still do it without killing him. So you could say like, oh, it's him getting in a fight with Grim, but it doesn't have to be necessarily that he's attempted to kill him in response.
Yeah, you just you hit him and you knock him down and you bruise him or something. You can choose not to do as much harm as you normally would. Just don't use like your heavy weapons and stuff.
Yeah. No, I think I'm just gonna let it roll the way it rolls. I think he's a little in shock, and I kind of want to. I'd say Ryan wants to see where it goes with all the stuff that's going to happen. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
You want to give up this advancement point?
The beautiful advancement point? Yeah, no, I'm okay.
I'll find a way to harm you in some way. I would say you spook the horses or something happens.
Okay, sure. Then we'll still do it as just engage in combat. Okay, yeah. So what did I get? I got an 8.
Yep.
So on a 7-9, choose one of the following. So just that.
Well, yeah, okay. If he's not resisting and there's no chance of him getting hurt, he just takes harm.
Okay.
That's how that works. You don't even roll.
All right.
Like if someone can't resist you, you just do harm. That's how it happens.
Okay. All right. I thought that the combat would be like kind of a crazy thing where there's like a lot of unpredictable stuff going on, and there could still be the case of there could be a chance of harm.
I guess in theory, yeah.
All right. Well, let's see what he wants to pick, and then I'll figure it out.
Okay,
I think if he just tries to do something like battle aggressively, I would be tempted to just cause harm because that actually would cause harm to you. But if you just do vigor,
do that. That works. So that way it fits with the engaged combat stuff, and you could say like something else happens. Like he like really aggressively flings this thing out there and kind of leaves himself open to if Grim wants to in some capacity stop him, or if one of the other soldiers is like stop, wait, don't, like, or
some of them were interested in the deal.
And I would say that they probably try to like interfere with you or stop you or like tackle you, like they realize you're going to start a war and they're not sure if they want to go with this. Like they don't want to fight this guy and they don't want to fight the dwarves. So you fling aggressively. You end up doing +2 harm. So whatever your normal harm is for your distance weapon.
So whatever spears do.
2, let's say. Okay. So 4 total. Minus any armor you have. All right, so you can take 4 marks on your fingers,
supposed to be the armor.
Or you can take a scar and eliminate that damage. Just take a scar instead, but it affects your stats permanently.
I mean, it's more interesting if I just take this damage.
Okay,
I'm almost dead.
All right, you take the damage.
Ooh, what does it look like when you get hit with a spear?
I feel like I'm just like almost impaled, like or something. Like
you fell off the horse.
Sure.
All right, you fall off the horse. You in turn it would just be 1 damage. You end up harming yourself +1, so that's 2 damage. You have armor of 1, right? Mm-hmm. So one of your guys like tackles you to the ground, and you take some bruises.
Okay. I think
you shake him off. Yeah.
Get the hell off! Get the hell off of me! That accent got weird.
I will say once that happens and he falls to the ground with a spear in him, you hear a trumpet blast from close by, as if the cavalry is coming.
Okay. Ooh. Can I think I try to whip these guys up into like mount up, like it's time for us to.
They do.
It's time to go. Like we gotta go.
Yeah, they do. They jump on their horses and they're ready to do what you want to do. If you're going to try to escape, you can escape. Mm-hmm. I'm looking around to see if you're not there yet. Any actions you want to take? It looks like they're trying to just escape to live to fight another day.
I'm going to take an action. I'm going to go up to his lovely prize stallion and I'm gonna cut its fucking head off. Just whack with a big fucking axe.
Yeah, I'm down with that.
All right. So that sounds. I mean, are you engaging in combat? Or are you just killing it?
No, it's not, the horse isn't fight. Oh, you forgot that this horse is also a boxer. It fights, yeah.
Let's. I still think you should have a roll to like take something away from somebody. I'm going to say face duress. That there's a lot of shit going on. These people are freaked out, and so there's a good chance that they're going to get in your way and stop you. Like somebody else will ride their horse in your way, so you can't get to his horse before he takes off. So roll plus steady.
Pretty good roll.
10.
God damn it. 10 plus, you achieved what you set out to do.
Yeah, because even if he doesn't cut his head off, he can just kill it.
Yeah, it's kind of like that one of those early episodes of Game of Thrones where the mountain gets pissed off at his horse and just walks up and goes pop, and your horse goes down, and
he screams Bindle.
Okay, can I yell something, or am I like out?
No, you're awake. You're aware of what's going on.
Oh, yeah. So if I see all,
No, just you. I'm just imagining you're yelling out. So go ahead.
oh, I see. Yeah, if I see them like kind of starting to leave, I'm gonna yell to them like, if that man who threw that spear leaves, all these deals are gone.
Okay, it sounds like you're trying to persuade with leverage or threaten with force. I think actually threaten with force. So
I get an advancement like that.
yeah, do that. Roll plus
Or not,
fierce.
I get an advancement point.
Oh, you do? There you go.
He highlighted my garbage stats.
Damn.
So an 8.
8. All right. On the 7-9, you are unconvincing, or you were not persuaded. Your target will choose one. So, freeze and fear, surprise, or confusion. Try to strike a bargain with you, or talk their way out of it. Start looking for a way out and take it if they can. Put something or someone between themselves and you, or laugh at you, challenge, or attack you. All right. So I think this is going to be one. They're confused. Some are fleeing. Some are like try like no, like they're trying to convince you. Others are getting ready to fight and form up because they know that you've just been attacked. So they're in complete disarray. They're not a real disciplined group. So I'm gonna say at that point, that's when like the ponies rush in with the dwarven guard, definitely lagged by your followers. They're just not as fast. No. But you're up there too on a horse, and they ride into the clearing, and they're very well disciplined, and they're surrounding. They're not engaging directly with your group. Instead, they're breaking and surrounding you, trying to surround like your force while they're in disarray.
Yeah, I think then Rook's game plan is if he sees Vandal's been killed.
I'm making a beeline right towards you.
He's gonna try to hop on a horse with somebody.
Okay. I'm gonna say this is again like I'm gonna say face duress.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Try to achieve your goal. So roll steady.
8, 9.
All right. 7-9. You have flinched, stalled, or hesitated. I get to pick one or two of the following and tell me what it will be like if you take it. So you can achieve your goal, but it comes at a price. You can achieve your goal, but only partially. You can achieve your goal and you could do something similar instead. I'm going to say that you can achieve your goal, but your men are going to be captured. Like you basically get on a horse with one other guy, and with dirge, you ride off, but your men are rounded up.
Ooh, can I? So I'm gonna throw out a thing that's gonna seem like both things happen for a second. I think he does that and he rides out and then turns around and sees that that's happening, and is like we have to go back, and Dirge is like, absolutely not, no way, motherfucker, and Rook throws Dirge off of the horse.
Okay. Actually, can I try to interfere with what he's
doing?
With the last roll?
It's not going to do anything.
It just wouldn't mechanically.
Yeah, it would give you a -1 at most. It doesn't go down to -2. Like in Urban Shadows,
I'm coming back now.
It says right here, on a hit they take +1 or -1 for helping, and then on a 10+ you get an additional effect, which could be another +1 or -1.
All right, go for it, I guess. Yeah, why not?
All right, I'm going to use my the Unspeakable Power to try to keep him in place.
I'm coming back.
Yeah, he just wants to. He just wants to interfere with you, though. So
hold on. It would knock the thing down by 2.
Yeah.
It could. If he gets a 10 plus, he gets
But 9 minus
effect.
2 is 7.
Yeah, it's still gonna.
Oh, it's still gonna be the same. I thought you had an 8. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm still doing it. It doesn't do anything, but
All right.
it's an 11.
You call upon the unspeakable power, and you get an 11. So yeah, there's a manifestation. So decide. Give me a manifestation. It looks impressive. It doesn't actually make an effect, but it will impress people because they know that your God is manifesting.
The normal whispers of the god, it can be heard like in this whole encampment momentarily, and it's hold, shouldn't whisper, hold, villain, usurper, destroyer.
Oh,
Okay.
I've got a. What if it's talking through you like it did with the priest at the beginning?
Oh, nice.
Yes, actually that would be better. Yeah.
And it's this weird unearthly voice that broadcasts, and so like even like the voice was like, oh, shit. Like he kind of turns and looks at you to your side and seems really surprised that you're channeling one of the gods.
But it's super brief. It's just there and gone.
But it was still a tangible effect of you being you God speaking through you. All right, cool. So they do this thing where they surround your men, and your men are just confused and bereft of leadership, and so they're milling about, and half of them are ready to fight, others are just like pleading. Like a couple throw down their weapons.
Yeah.
They're all over the place, and then you circle back around.
Yeah,
and
so like,
kick their jaw.
we hopped on the same horse. We were kind of going away. I'm telling Dirge we have to turn back, and he's like, "No, that won't work." Rook throws Dirge off of the horse, or like kicks him off of the horse.
His signature move.
Yeah, my signature move. We only saw it this one time, and then I 2 times. Then he heads back, like battle charged back.
So the Viceroy, you're on the ground, and he locks eyes with you, and one of the guys on the side says, "What do we do?" And he goes, "Just kill them." And his men put their spears down and begin marching inward to just slaughter everyone in that circle except for like you and you. But he's proving a point to you. He was like, your way is just a complete failure. Like, I am not going to do it your way anymore. I'm just going to murder people. I'm going to slaughter them if they oppose our rule. It's done. So that's what's going to happen. He's given the order just to kill all these guys that are in this circle.
And he's just on the ground with that spear like through his shoulder still. He's like, Viceroy, that's the most. It's complete. You're acting in complete wisdom. I agree with you.
Okay.
I'm betraying someone that trusts me, by the way.
All right. Yeah. You're like, good. Yeah. Kill those guys.
He's like, I thought they could be reasoned with, but they're not there yet.
Anybody else jumping in, stepping in?
For what? At this point?
Stopping the 3X from being killed. And
Oh, yeah. No, I will go and murder all the dwarves.
You're going to murder the dwarves?
Yeah, no, they're just not going to slaughter humans and, like, no, I'm getting war flashbacks, and I'm like, fuck no.
There it is.
This isn't happening.
There it is, baby.
All right.
Like, you kept pushing and pushing him, and he's like, damn it, I was just going to grab you and leave. And, like, and everyone's like, oh, we're going to stop you. Like, no, you're not. But now, like, they're being corralled, and they're throwing their weapons down, and they're still slaughtering them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would try to interfere with him and try to stop him.
I'm so glad.
You're going to stop him from fighting the dwarves? Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So roll to interfere as he fights the dwarves.
Well, I mean, I would.
Is that what you're doing, interfering?
Well, he would try to physically protect them or something like that.
Oh, you're going to throw yourself in the way, like
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
They are our saviors, right?
Yeah, that's true. All right, so I'm going to say that he's getting in your way first, so you're going to have to take him.
Okay, just fight them all.
Yeah, go ahead.
I count as
fight
a militia.
group. Yeah, then do it. You fight the group.
So I fight the whole.
So, is that engaging combat or is
I
there something
suppose
else?
you wouldn't want to take an advancement point not to do that.
I think he's pretty mad right now. So, since I'm acting on my violent impulses,
Yeah.
I get a +2 to this.
Okay.
So it's a +4 in total.
Unleash the fury.
Yeah.
Oh, or fuck it up really
Still
bad. Okay, 7.
Ooh, but can we interfere with this?
I don't see why not. I mean, do you have to do that beforehand? Let me see. When you're seeing with other PC and you help or interfere with their mood, describe how you're doing it, and then roll whatever you're doing. Okay, it doesn't say that it has to be before or afterwards, so I guess you could do that. So go ahead. So you're going to do that, fellow?
Yeah.
All right, everybody can go ahead and help or interfere as you see fit. Go ahead and roll that. It's a roll plus whatever's appropriate.
Okay.
Let me know how you're doing it.
So Ryan asked, "Am I helping him?" And I can if I can try to rally these guys to like don't give up, don't surrender.
What stat would that be for the social kind of thing?
Social will be Wiley, I believe.
All right.
I think my strategy was to tell these Doros troops that are going, it's like, oh, kill that one first and then that one.
Yeah.
That sounds like Sly.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, roll with Sly.
Grim and then Rook.
Mm-hmm. Yes, okay. Good point. Grim and then Rook.
All right, so you guys both roll those to interfere because you're at a 7, right? So it can go either way, yeah?
Yeah, then I'm using the arcane.
Yeah, go for it. All right, everybody's rolling.
I'll roll one.
Would you count this as a +1 to undermine Rook's plans?
I don't even think there's actually there's a plan. Because his plan was to convert him, to make him fight on his behalf, and so this will be a big kink in his plans. Yeah.
No.
Or you could roll a 5.
An 8 total.
It's an 8 total. Okay. So
just -1, I think.
Yeah, on a hit they take +1 or -1, so it's a -1. So that drops it to a 6.
I do not.
You do not.
I'm trying to help.
You got a miss?
I got a 6, yeah.
Oh, that's thrilling. And that was Unspeakable Power?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck to the yeah.
I got a
Well, it was using the help with the
at
arcane,
least
but-
a 9.
Yeah.
Great. You got a 9, so it's
At least a 9. I don't know if I'm using any kind of. Do I add any stats to that?
Yeah, it would be if it's social. It's
Sly. Was it Sly?
Oh, it was Wiley.
If it's
Wiley. Sorry, Wiley.
Let me double check.
okay, then it's still a mixed success. So still +1.
Okay. All right. So +1. So it knocks it up to 7. All right. So you're trying to undermine by saying kill this one first, kill that one, and you're shouting out things, and you just confuse the dwarves. They're trying to listen to the Viceroy. They don't like the same. You're shouting commands too, and it's too many people shouting what to do because they didn't expect him to turn. You ride back and
I'm trying to get these guys to keep fighting. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Yeah, and so it's kind of it's a cool heroic scene. He's there fighting the dwarves, and the dwarves are all focused on him and killing these guys, and you leap over the ring into the middle of them, and so to me, and they start forming up. And I will say, when you use what do you do to pray to the unspeakable power?
In this kit, it's again just giving an object to be consumed, and unfortunately, whatever it was not up to whatever the standard was, because I've overextended at this point.
Okay, what must I offer you to have you aid us? And at that point, you hear a shout from the village, and there's a woman marching out of one of the huts with people behind her, and she's got a big staff with a banner flapping off it, and it's the banner of the Last Legion. And you're like, oh, there's the banner of the Last Legion. Shit, it's going to be used against us. So it's what you wanted,
but not
the way you wanted it. But you're like, there it is, I found it. Thank you, Unspeakable Power. All right, so I'm gonna do a shorthand with this since that was a success. It was a mixed success. You do take heavy losses, but the villagers pitch in. He's turned. The dwarves are in kind of disarray, so I'll say they do a fighting retreat. You only take a couple of losses. They manage to grab you, and they withdraw, and they give you cover too. And then you guys you save your group, right? And you come together and you force them out, but you're really in not a great shape to pursue them.
So if depending on the time amount, how much longer we wanted to go, I was planning on having Rook do an absolute Custer's last stand situation here with this, and ride into just go for it. If nobody had helped out, he was still going for it.
So you're about to mount up and take your guys off. You see, basically, you're his patron, right? He serves you, and you've now declared the veterans, or at least you are against the dwarves at this point.
Not really. I was just against the dwarves slaughtering humans.
Right, you were. but I don't know.
But I waded into them like Sauron.
You
like,
did, yeah, and you messed them up, and they were not happy. They were very upset.
They
and
would have
surprised
taken
by that.
4 damage AP.
Yeah, no,
to the entire unit.
Yeah,
I think that kills like most NPCs usually.
He killed a good number of the dwarves, but they managed to flee. I kind of wanted to wrap it up, but if you want to continue with the Custer's lesson, like I'll let you handle your epilogue. So like if you want if you want a glorious sacrifice and be an example. That's fine with your epilogue because we're probably not going to play this again, right?
Then that's what I think I'm going with epilogue wise.
You ride into battle and you keep pursuing them, and you actually are all winning against the dwarves. Like they're fleeing from you, but then just as you're about, like you see the Viceroy, and you're charging down on him, and all of a sudden you hear like a jerk, and you've been hit in the side of the neck with a crossbow bolt, and keel over, and you're dying, and it feels glorious. Like you're happy to die in this case, and you look around you, and all the humans are running past you, and then there's people on foot, villagers chasing the dwarves out of the entrance and forcing them back into the city to hide in their palace. So the revolution has started, and you take your dying gasp seeing it start.
I think he finally thinks like, okay, I actually did something.
Yeah, my life means something. And who wants to go next?
I've got something.
Yeah, okay.
So my followers, they were behind us. I'm going to say they catch up.
Yes.
Shortly about this time. We are going to try to take the banner and return it, recover it from them, steal it basically, and then use it to fulfill what I was tasked.
Since this is an epilogue, I'm gonna say that they succeed in that. I'll just add a twist on it. Like pretty much your followers run up and they ambush some of those villagers. So like essentially there's a woman like kind of holding up this banner, like shouting as if she's unarmed, and one of your guys, like your priest, walks up and goes with their throat and like sorry, and takes the banner, and everyone's like, I just slit her throat. Like and so they see that and they know you guys did it. You guys managed to flee with it, but you are immensely hated now. So you go back with even more so than before. So
is my shirt like the one he ripped off and put the bounty on us flapping behind the scene right now?
That shirt.
Yeah, he threw it in the dirt or something.
No,
it can be. It did get thrown down to the ground, but maybe somebody else picked it up.
Sure, yeah.
Sorry, anyway, that's fine. I thought I didn't.
No, that could work out.
All right, so I will say that you retreat into the palace with the dwarves, and they close the gates. But you now have that banner that like the god wanted.
Right.
So you're like you get what you want out of the situation, and also the whole city's in like chaos, and the surrounding areas are revolt. But you know what? You did what the Unspeakable Power wanted.
Yeah.
Who else wants to do an epilogue or talk about what happens?
You have an idea?
Not the best one, no. Not the way I wanted it to go.
Yeah, no, that peace thing did not work out. That uneasy truce. Remember how and now there's an easy truce. Not so much.
Uneasy indeed.
Yeah. Powder keg match.
Yeah.
The same thing Weird Fairy was doing in the Urban Shadows game, trying to cause peace.
Just trying to be peaceful, man. You just can't be peaceful and powered by the apocalypse.
No.
All right, so I think what he'll end up doing is like he's moving with the tide, but he's not running. He's just walking in the same direction as the tide. He's basically trying to catch up with Rook.
Yeah.
And then he finds like Rook dead.
Yep.
And that's kind of the thing, with a smile, but dead. And he's gonna basically just pick him up and like start walking the other direction.
Yeah.
And he just leaves the axe behind. Like,
oh, nice. Yeah. And you never had kids.
Right.
So this was like your surrogate son in a way, as you take him back to like the villages to like bury him or whatever, yeah, that's a fitting end for guiding Grimm, I think.
And I would just like to point out, I got the banner, you get your axe.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so fellow was rescued by the retreating troops, you said?
Yeah. I have an idea.
Okay.
Viceroy takes a mortal shot and ends up dying, and they all look to you and are like, oh fellow, what do we do now?
And then, I think he when he gets back to the capital, he milks us for all it's worth. It's like he walks with like a limp for the rest of his life. He was hit in the shoulder. Now I am a war veteran, and as a survivor of this human atrocity, I have to tell you that we can forgive them, but they have to do a lot of work to earn our trust again. And like,
do you actually abandon the capital and like retreat take the people and retreat back to the empire?
I wasn't thinking that, but maybe
because you still hold the palace if you want to, and you're under siege by humans outside that are in revolt or they're rioting, and you can just wait until it burns itself out, and then go back and try to resecure it. Or you could say like, I need to get all Doros citizens out right now because this is just untenable, and you withdraw your forces outside and like abandon the capital.
I was thinking more of he uses this to milk the get the pity of the Doros capital.
Okay.
You have to send as many troops as possible to tame this entire city.
That sounds perfect because they've been distracted elsewhere. Mm-hmm. So you send this and you're like, yes, we need to be firm, but
deadly.
Yeah, but firm, but we have to be firm here, but still we're trying to.
I'm only enacting the Viceroy's last order.
Right.
Yeah. He wanted me to send for more troops. Mm-hmm. I disagreed with it because I'm a man of peace, but I will follow his last order.
I took it
as he died in my arms.
So yeah,
I took that shield or that spear shot just to save his life, so he could give me this last.
It gets better after each retelling. Yeah. And we had a liar that can sing a song about it. Both liar and Okay. Anyway, so thank you very much for playing.
Thanks for listening to this episode of This American Dice, presenting SCUP, The Sword, the Crown, the Unspeakable Power, live at CondoCon. The Sword, the Crown, the Unspeakable Power is a game by Wheel Tree Press. Please join us again for another exciting episode of This American Dice. Hey everybody, if you could please rate, review, and subscribe to our show on your favorite podcatcher, it would really help This American Dice. And for every 5-star review we receive, we'll read it on air. Join us next week for another episode of This American Dice.